Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about an upcoming event that is uh, coming up in June of this year. It's an important event to prepare for, depending on whether or not you want to be purchasing a lot of things in with gold during the event. And that event is the Zeal of Zenithar event that comes up this year on the 24th of June and lasts until July 8th. So let's get into this event and why you should be preparing for it ahead of time. This event uh, has a reduction of 10% on all the things that you purchase with gold in the game. And so, why that is important is if you want to buy any big dollar items, for example, there are some houses. If you go to the Crown Store here and go over to the housing tab and go all the way down to the Notable Homes section, the following houses can be purchased with gold if you have the achievement corresponding to it uh, completed. So the Alanor Crest Townhouse, you have to have the Somerset Grand Adventurer achievement done. The Amaya Lake Lodge, you have to have the Savior of Morrowind achievement. The Bismuth Steam Baths, you have to have the West Solstice Grand Adventurer achievement. Cold Harbor, you have to have the God of Schemes achievement. The Daggerfall Overlook, you have to have the Hero of Daggerfall Covenant achievement. Uh, Dawn Shadow, you have to have Reaper's March Adventurer achievement done. Uh, the Earth Tear Cavern is not purchasable with gold. The Ebonheart Chateau is the Hero of Ebonheart Pact achievement. The Emissary Enclave, you need to have the Necrom's Grand Adventurer achievement. The Forsaken Stronghold, you have to have the Bankerai Adventurer achievement. The Gardener House, you have to have the Stormhaven Adventurer achievement. The Hawkvid's High Wall, you have to have the Horns of the Reach Delver achievement. The Hunting Palatial Hall, you have to have the Glenumbra Adventurer achievement. The Matheson Manor, you have to have the Auradon Adventurer achievement. The Merrywine Estate, the Gold Road Grand Adventurer achievement. Moon Sugar Meadows is not purchasable with gold; it's only purchasable with crowns. Uh, Old Mistvale Manor, you have to have the Rift Adventurer achievement. Proudspire Manor, you have to have Skyrim Grand Adventurer. The Quandam Indoralia, you have to have the Deshawn Adventurer. The Serenity Falls Estate, you have to have the Hero of the Aldemary at Dominion. The Stay Moist Mansion, you have to have the Shadowfen Adventurer. Still Waters is another house that is only purchasable with crowns. It is not purchasable with gold. Then there is the Strident Springs Dements. You have to have the Imperial edition of the game to be able to purchase this. Then there's the Goranir Estate. You have to have the Grotwood Adventurer. The Observatory Prior is another home that you can only purchase with gold. And then the Water's Edge is purchasable if you have purchasable with gold if you have the Blackwood Grand Adventurer achievement. So some of these achievements that you have to do may take some time to get those completed in time to be able to even purchase the home with gold. And on top of that, you need to earn the gold in order to be able to buy those. So that I'm talking about this event in about 2.5 months ahead of time to give you time to prepare to do those two things. One, look at making as much gold as you possibly can from now until the event uh, goes live. And then you also need to make sure that you check on the achievements. So how you know that is you can go to the journal achievements And then depending on what house you're looking for buying, for example, we'll look at the Somerset ribbon here. And we're going to go down to the Somerset Grand Adventurer. And because that is okay, here it is right here, the Somerset Grand Adventurer. So if you have this checked off, then you can buy the house with gold. Now, if you have the money and you have the achievement done, that means you should be able to buy it with gold. Now, one thing that you might not know is when you go into the Crown Store and you go over to the housing tab and you go down to where the house is, when you go to select it in the Crown Store, the only thing you can buy this with is gold. How you get this house with the gold, if you have the achievement and you have the money in your bank to do it, you have to actually travel to the house. So we're going to go into the house here, the Eleanor Crest Townhouse, and we're going to take a look at how you obtain that option of purchasing the house with in-game gold. So when you get into the house, you want to see at the bottom left corner, there's the purchase options. You'll have to hit the corresponding buttons to bring up that menu, which is this one right here. And then here at the bottom, you'll see there's, or I should say, there's option to go furnished. You cannot buy a furnished version with gold. That's not available. What you can do is buy the unfurnished version. So what you see right here is this is the in-game gold price. You could purchase the house for 1,025,000 gold. Now, during the Zenithar event, that price is going to be reduced by 102,500 gold. The easy way to figure that out is just take off the very last digit of this, whatever number you're looking at, take off the very last digit of it. And that's how much you're going to save. So you're going to save 102,500 gold. So that's a big savings if you're going to want to buy multiple houses or even just one house. You could save a lot of money doing that. Another thing that you could purchase during this event that doesn't necessarily require a achievement, but it could add up to a lot of money depending how many of these you want to buy. Recently, I covered a video on the new mounts that they have available at the stables. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description so that you can check out all the mounts that are available. Those, I believe, if memory serves me, tallied up to close to $2 million if you were to buy every single mount that's in the video. And so that could easily save you $200,000, which amounts to getting one or several mounts for free, essentially, depending on which mount you're going to analyze with the cost of what they are. But one more thing I'm going to talk about that maybe might not be front of mind for some people, but came out a couple years ago with the Gold Road, and that is the Scholarium. I just went to the wrong wayshrine by mistake. Travel to the right one here in a second. There we go. Well, so depending on how many characters you have, and with the implementation of scribing, or excuse me, subclassing, characters themselves have become a lot more fluent and able to do several different things because you can switch around with different classes and you can make a much more powerful character implementing subclassing. And why that can be important to look at these. There's a book there I never read. If you go to the merchant here, go to the store, all of these grimoires cost 10,000 gold apiece. Now, I know they are more expensive if you've never purchased them, but basically that only happens on the very first purchase on your account, and then it knocks down to this value here. So let's just say, I don't remember the original cost, but let's just say you've already bought all of these for your main character, so you've gotten it to this price. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 110,000 gold per character if you were to buy every single one of these grimoires for each one of your characters. So if that's something that you want to look at doing, that's a savings of 10,000 gold at least, which means you would get one of these grimoires for free. So that's something to consider and something to work on. You may want to try and obtain that uh, during the event if that's something you have not done yet. So I'm going to talk about a helpful add-on here, and this is the Adventurer's Toolkit. This is another add-on that I've covered in another video. I will link that video in the description as well. Just a quick note on my descriptions. Always check out my descriptions. I put a lot of information and detail in there. I link videos that if I previously covered something, but I don't cover it in a lot of detail in the video that you're watching, that means I've probably already talked about it in another one, and I usually will link the video in the description. So if you're curious about getting more detail on something that I kind of just brush over, I usually have talked about it in another video. So let's go into the Adventurer's Toolkit. This is a very large add-on that has several different tools that you can use, but one of them that we're going to talk about in this video is the net worth. Now, this is not really anything you can really functionally do a whole lot, but it is there to help you figure out you are worth X amount of money in the game, and why is that? How much money do you have? So if you see in this center box here, the total most valuable items that I have, this is the stuff that's in my crafting bag right now. So if I was in the dire need of making some gold quick, I could go to this list and possibly try to put this stuff in traders and sell it. The other thing is that if I had some inventory of some kind, I could kind of narrow down what it is that I have that I could possibly take advantage of and make some gold quickly to pile up for the event. Another way that you can do this is by doing the daily crafting writs with the on all your characters essentially. And one of the best ways you can kind of look at that is if you use the lazy Writ crafter and you go into their menu, there is a Writ stat component to this. You can pull this up and look, and you can see how much gold that you're making from this. For example, I have done 2,737 writs, and I've made 1.9 million gold. And not only do you make the gold from the quests, you also obtain stuff that you could end up using or selling, such as chromium platings or drag wax or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of value in doing your daily crafting writs. And on top of that, we are also in the Jubilee event right now. So that is one of the best ways to actually earn Jubilee boxes is to go in and do your daily crafting writs, because that is a very potent way of getting boxes really quickly. So I just wanted to do a quick video on the Zeal of Zenithar event, give you some things to think about purchasing. I may have not covered absolutely everything that you can purchase with gold. Maybe there's something I didn't consider, but if there's something in this game that you can purchase with gold, it will be reduced by 10% during that event. So this video is kind of being made in enough time to where you can kind of plot out your plan there to work on an achievement if you need to, and then also earn the gold in order to do that. Maybe you've got some uh, stuff that you can sell that you got with vouchers from the furnishing vendor or something like that, like attunable tables or something, and you want to make sure you sell a bunch of them before the event starts. Keep that in mind that that event is coming in about 2.5 months. So uh, buckle down and see how much money and achievements you can get done before that event starts so that you can take full advantage of it and make some purchases and save some money. So I'm going to end the video here. If you thought this video was helpful, please take a second to like the video, subscribe to my channel, check out my YouTube channel. I have a very large catalog on my YouTube channel of 280 plus videos on the game. I've got all my videos organized by playlist. Check them out, see if there's anything else of interest to you there. I'm going to end the video there, but I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.